Attention, dear listeners. It's Libra here. Spoiler warning for Daredevil, Born Again Season 1. From this point on, we're stepping into the shadows of Hell's Kitchen, where secrets are spilled. Lives are changed. And no one walks away clean. If you haven't seen the latest episodes, turn back now. Because once you hear what happens, there's no unhearing it.
Welcome to the League of Melanated Gentlemen podcast. I am Spenser, and I'm one of your hosts on this podcast that we do. And today, I'm joined by the other two members of the League of Melanated Gentlemen to give you another review.
Yes, sir. This is Brandon.
And of course, I am Jordan.
Now, before we review anything, we must first tell you about the places where you can find us, reach us, talk to us, and tell us how you feel about anything, really. Mainly probably about what we're reviewing, but like anything at all. So Jordan is going to tell you all of the places where you can find us, reach us, and contact us.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all the social media places. We are at the League of Melanated Gentlemen podcast or LMG podcast. That's where you can find us at. Hit us up. Let us know what you think about the show Daredevil or anything else that's on your mind. Definitely let us know. And then also don't forget to rate and review us on whichever streaming service that you use. That helps us out. And subscribe and all the other good things. Schedule updates, of course, on Mondays we have the main podcast drops early in the morning, so be sure and check those out. And then on Tuesdays bi-weekly we have LMG Presents Marvel Multiverse RPG. We just had an sat down with Fuzzy on the details again, and we had a great conversation. So be sure and check out that episode, and be sure and stop by his YouTube channel. And then next week we have a good old battle royale before we get back into the story. On Wednesdays, though, we have Wrestling with Worldwide Willis. That is Brandon's wrestling podcast where he's talking all things wrestling. A big thing just happened, didn't it, Brandon?
Yes, sir. We just had WrestleMania. A lot of big news coming from that. So yeah, definitely check out that review.
There you have it. And of course, bi-weekly as well, we have DC Animation with Spenser and Friends. That is Spenser's review podcast where he is going through the entire catalog of the DC animated universe. Spenser, what's next?
The next thing we will be reviewing is Injustice.
I'm just curious because I've only ever played the game. Is it the same story as the game?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Did the game come out first, or the comic, or the movie?
The comic came out first, I'm pretty sure, and then the game came out, and then the movie came out. Now, I believe the game happens like 5 years after. So it shows you like the beginning, and then it starts at like 5 years into it. Whereas the movie, well, you'll see.
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely tell you I was jealous of DC because they had the connection with Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers does the Mortal Kombat games, and Injustice was a great game, and I had a good time on that one.
It was a good game.
Oh yeah. So Jordan, I'm did you play 1 and 2?
I don't remember if I played 2. I know I played and beat 1. I can't remember if I played 2 or not. I'll have to look at like gameplay and all that again just to kind of remember who all the characters that was on there. But yeah, I remember playing Mortal Kombat vs. DC, and I remember playing Injustice, but I don't remember 2 if I played or not.
Okay.
Well, I'm impressed, Jordan.
Yeah.
Now look at you playing a DC game.
I know, that was back in my gamer days, bro. Those days are long behind me though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's everything we have here though.
Okay. So, you have already been issued a spoiler warning at the beginning of the episode. And so, we are going to be reviewing the rest of Daredevil Born Again Season 1. We have talked about episodes 1 and 2 already. You can check out that episode. Today, we will be reviewing the rest of it. So I will be starting with episode 3. I'll read a synopsis in my own words, and then we're just going to talk about it. And so, episode 3, The Hollow of His Hand. We open with Hector behind bars. 2 men in a truck get popped, and Kingpin is made aware of it while having breakfast with Vanessa. Officer Powell attempts to threaten Matt, and Matt hits that shit back over the net. In court, Officer Powell testifies against Hector, and after Matt does the cross, he overhears someone say Torres cannot testify. Nikki Torres arrives in court and lies on the stand, destroying Matt's case. Vanessa sends a message to have 1.8 million paid as restitution for the truck job, and Fisk thinks that the gangs should just, take each other out for peace, in the long term. Back in court, Matt is out of options and reveals that Hector is the White Tiger. Hector is found not guilty, and Fisk calls BB to tell her that vigilantes are a true problem. Hector goes out as White Tiger one last time and gets executed by someone wearing the Punisher logo.
Yeah, the ending was crazy. I just want to say, I know we'll get there, but just to see that in real time, that was crazy.
Yeah. Definitely wouldn't expect it at first.
Same. But, episode 3, do we have any general thoughts? I know it was a while ago, probably, but
go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. I love the lawyer perspective from Matt. We got to really see him work his magic. Yeah, I mean, overall, I thought it was a really good episode. And again, like you guys said, like the ending it was like, whoa, one of those, like, we haven't had one of those type of endings in the MCU in a minute. You know what I mean? Where you're like, oh, snap, like I'm ready for next week, So yeah, that was really dope. And I mean, we'll talk about the further episodes, but just the way they like interwove that like Punisher logo and how people do take, symbols and apply it to whatever they think their reasoning is for it. And yeah, you could definitely see in 2025 somebody trying to apply that to what it was applied to in the show. So yeah.
Agreed. I would say for me, I really enjoyed this episode. I feel like in the Netflix Daredevil series, like we got to see him do like a little bit of lawyer stuff. But since he's been in like the Disney era, he's like done a lot more lawyer stuff. Even in She-Hulk, like we saw him like being an actual lawyer.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to kind of see that side of him again. And as soon as he got off Hector, I was like, oh, Hector ain't going far. I was like, I was like, he ain't making it.
Yeah, that was pretty clear. It was like in New York, like, come on, man. In Hell's Kitchen, like, come on, man. That's like being off in Gotham. Like you just got minutes.
Yeah, and it was also kind of nice to see kind of Fisk and Vanessa. I mean, in this time in life, like we thinking, Vanessa's kind of going behind his back right now, and we're thinking things are starting to crumble.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like the way that they're like playing on that right now. Ultimately, we know what ends up happening, but yeah, I think it was a really good episode. I enjoyed kind of seeing, like I said, all the lawyer stuff and seeing Matt kind of react to everything that's kind of coming at him. But overall, good episode.
I agree. One thing I will say, I expected Hector to last longer than this. Like, I didn't think he was going to die today. I thought that we were going to get some more time. Because yeah, like that's something that I didn't expect in an episode 3 of a 9-episode season. Like I was expecting that closer to like 7.
Gotcha.
So whenever he got executed in the street, I was like, oh
yeah.
And yeah, when we saw the Punisher logo, I was like, I know Frank didn't do it, but
right,
somebody is, because I doubt that Frank puts the Punisher logo on his own bullets, but that's neither here nor there.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But just going through the episode a little bit, it opens with with Hector behind bars, and we see 2 dudes in a truck get hit, and that's kind of like a side quest in the episode that's happening with like the gangs in the background and Fisk kind of having to Fisk and Vanessa kind of dealing with that. And I think this is the first, not necessarily the first, but like this is an episode that really lets you know that Vanessa is, even though Kingpin is back, Vanessa's still very in charge and has her hand in a lot of the dealings.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like this season, especially this episode, does a good job of like showing like they're just not on the same page. Like they think they're on the same page, but like, he's trying to do something legitimate, at least present legitimate. But yeah, I think that I feel like he's trying to do something solid, but I think we all know like she's trying to still work that underground world.
Yeah, yeah, he looks like he's really trying to change and like be a good mayor, and like he doesn't want to go back to the old kingpin right now.
Right.
Yeah. And she's not willing to adapt.
Exactly.
Well, because like she had to give up the power once he came back. Like that's tough to deal with. Like you built this up after he was gone, and now you just have to give it all up.
And no one respects you anymore.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, like she's not even, yeah, I agree. She's not able to run the business the way that she was doing it, and she had it running successfully. Like everything was good under her, and so for her to just have to, cut that off suddenly, yeah, it could be a little jarring.
Because wasn't dude being disrespectful too? Like when he met up with her.
Yeah.
Like I remember him being like disrespectful, and she wasn't feeling that.
Yeah, because he was just like, Kingpin's back, like. I mean, like, I don't know
who are you? Like, you ain't nothing really. Right now.
You're just his lackey. You're just his girlfriend.
Yeah. So, we see that the Officer Powell threatens Matt and is like, assault on an officer or whatever, and Matt is like, "Oh, are we threatening? We okay, let's do that.
Right.
No, let's go ahead. We telling, let's tell."
Right. Yeah, because what didn't he also mention like? Oh yeah, you can't blame him on the blind lawyer or something like that. Like he said something to along those facts. So it's like, yeah, what you gonna say? The lawyer beat me up. Like, oh, you mean the blind lawyer?
Or like interfering with an investigation or something, and it's like, how?
Right, I'm blind.
Yeah, how did I interfere with your investigation?
Right.
But yeah, so then we see, the dirtiness that's happening. We see that they successfully get Torres to the courthouse because you saw that they were trying to stop
him. They were trying to get that boy.
Yeah.
They were trying to.
That was a smart moves by them.
I mean?
Decoys and things.
They knew.
Yeah, they knew it was up.
Yeah, they knew the game, and so yeah, they get him there, and then he just gets up there and lies.
Right,
bro. Like, that was tough to see, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I was like, God damn it. Matt, you might need to put your hands on him.
Right.
I get it though. He was spooked. He was scared.
Oh yeah.
The corruption will do.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Kingpin has that, like, he's the guy. Well, I don't even know if this was Kingpin, but yeah, like this. Whenever Kingpin is involved, that level of corruption, like that's what this is.
All right. Exactly.
Like people truly come up missing.
Mm-hmm. And then he's being the mayor is crazy. You know what I mean? Like he got the police force just intimidating and doing all kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And we're not even there yet. But yeah, he's yeah. So Vanessa orders 1.8 million paid as restitution with the gang squabbles, and Fisk is kind of like, I really don't care, but just let them kill each other.
Yeah.
And it'll be fine. But we get back to court, and Matt is out of options because the one witness that could have actually made something happen lied on the stand. And so now Matt is like, all right, I guess we're going to have to go with character.
Mm-hmm.
Reveals that he's the White Tiger. And Matt already went to the judge and said, hey, we're not going to use any of that, just to be like, hey, this is my entire strategy now.
Right. To me, that's also crazy because I'm like, does that happen in real life? I guess because that sounds crazy.
I don't know if that would fly in real life.
I need a lawyer.
Yeah, like I think that it's a situation where the judge would probably hold Matt in contempt for that,
Yeah.
or there'd be some kind of repercussion.
But I'm like, in real life, like lawyers have evidence and they're like, hey, we have this evidence, but I'm not going to use this in court.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
that's
that does
crazy.
happen because like evidence has to be admissible in court. Everything as far as evidence has to be submitted, and both sides have to review it, and like all that. So there's a lot that goes into what can and cannot be used in court.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah. I'm surprised the judge wasn't just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Both of you come meet in my, you know what I mean?
Yeah, in my chambers.
Yeah, exactly. Quickly.
Yeah, he was pissed.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and he should have been.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's brand new information that, come on now.
The other thing, we already agreed we weren't talking about that,
Yeah, exactly. Like,
and it was your idea.
yeah.
And now you're gonna surprise everybody. No,
Yeah. You get a
my
little desperate and you throw
my
some,
chambers immediately. So yeah, and then they get a bunch of people telling stories about the white tiger, and the jury sympathizes and they find him not guilty. And this pisses off King or Fisk because he's like, a vigilante just got found not innocent by a jury. That is a problem because he is anti-vigilante to the highest level.
all the way. Yeah.
And we see that later too. But he said vigilantes are truly the problem. And BB, I need you to print that.
Right.
So Hector can't help himself. He goes out as White Tiger because Matt says to him, you can never put on the amulet again.
Yeah.
If we do this. And we did it. And yeah, he puts it on and gets popped almost immediately. Which again, I thought we'd wait a little longer before that happened, as far as the show goes. I knew that he wasn't going to make it out of the season.
Yeah.
But I thought he'd make it out of the episode.
Like, oh, you got it.
No, I'm not as familiar with his game, so I was looking at him as like a minor character, so I'm like, it would only make sense for him to get popped. Like if he runs around for 3 to 4 more episodes, it's like, all right, is this corrupt city really that bad? If I can get off, make officers look bad, and still, move freely,
Oh, I was like, I knew he was gonna die like immediately. Like it was like, yeah. But for him to like, he was literally out maybe 20 minutes
Yeah.
in the costume and got popped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I thought that we were going to see him do some stuff. I didn't know that they were going to hit him just immediately. Like, and maybe that was just me assuming, like, I know how TV shows work and what they're going to do, and they got me. But yeah, I knew he wasn't going to make it out of the season, but I was pretty sure he would make it out of the episode.
Yeah. Yeah. It was kind of surprising. Now, I will ask, is this the episode where Fisk kind of starts to cozy up to BB, the reporter?
I think so.
I want to say so.
I don't remember. It might be episode 4. I don't know if she's really in this episode. Was she? Because you're talking about like when she invited him to go like have dinner or lunch or whatever, like come to his office or something.
Yeah, like
I think that might be the next episode.
Okay,
where we see him more.
Okay, we'll talk about that then.
Okay. But yeah, I would say see that Punisher logo at the end. I was like, oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And so, episode 4, Sic Semper Systema, we open at the morgue. Hector's niece shows up and she is furious, but Matt tells her to believe that the killer will be found. BB and Daniel go out clubbing together, and the Fisks talk about Adam in therapy. Matt is representing Leroy Bradford for some petty theft and negotiates to get him a mild sentence. Matt runs into Officer Powell and confronts him about Hector's assassination, but he says that he doesn't know anything, and he passes Matt's lie detector. Fisk wants to rebuild a certain section of the city, but learns that bureaucracy moves quickly for no one. BB posts an article on Fisk being a union buster based on the things that Daniel said, and, they were drunk at the club. So, he let some stuff slip. Daniel admits to Fisk that he was the leak, and Fisk keeps him on staff because loyalty is hard to find out here. Matt finds the casing from Hector's assassination and goes to visit Frank Castle because his symbol is on the casing. They have a hard talk, and Frank says to Matt, "I see you." Fisk tells Vanessa he is really trying to be better, but we see that he has imprisoned Adam. Matt makes sure he's still got it with the Daredevil shit, and a masked person is sucking the blood out of somebody. So, episode 4. Jordan, what do you think?
Bro, I'm just saying, this episode I almost cried. I'm not even gonna hold you. That Frank Castle Daredevil scene. He's
Yeah.
like, say, is it because this is when he's like, say his name, say his name.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bro, that conversation almost had me in tears, bro. That was a hell of a good conversation right there. Like, to me, that was probably the best scene, probably in my opinion, of the entire season. Like, top 3 scenes for me personally. That was such a powerful scene to see both those actors kind of going at it, both those characters like really going at it. Because like freaking Daredevil gets mad and like punches him in the face and all that.
Yeah.
He just quickly apologizes. So I don't know. This was a really good episode.
Frank was like, "I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you need to let that shit out."
Right.
And go ahead.
And it was rough too seeing the black dude get arrested for stealing. Was it some? I don't even remember what it was. He stole some little candy or something, some chips or something. And I was like, dude, he just out here struggling. Overall, to me, this was probably top 5 episodes for sure. Maybe even top 3. I really love this episode.
Yeah, this episode focused on a lot of people's pain.
Yeah.
So, because we open at the morgue and Hector's niece is not okay.
Oh,
Right.
codename, yeah, that's our girl. We said we wanted to. That's the only one we know is the White Tiger, and there she is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like it looks like they're setting her up to be.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we don't see what happens, but yeah, so she's not okay, and she's like, "I need to find my." Like, my uncle was working on something and I need to finish his work. I need to find his killer. And Matt has to be like, "Hey, I am so sorry.
Yeah. Shut it down.
We got to trust the system here."
Mhm.
So I think that this, we are seeing some parallels between Fisk and Matt through this show.
Oh, yeah.
And I think one of the parallels that we see in this episode between them is they both struggle with forgiveness in different ways.
Mm.
Because we see that Matt is dealing with the unforgiveness of Bullseye for murdering Foggy.
Mhm.
And we see that we see the Kingpin is dealing with the unforgiveness of Vanessa for the Adam situation. And more so with Adam specifically. But
Yeah. Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure that Fisk promises her, like, I'm not gonna, well, maybe he says I'm not gonna kill him. He doesn't say I'm not gonna capture him, I'm not gonna hurt him, I'm not gonna put my paws on him.
Wait, no, he said he didn't even know where he was, right?
They said he's disappeared.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We haven't heard from him, or
Right.
something to that effect. Like, Adam is in the wind. But so yeah, we deal with the pain that comes from Hector's niece. We see that BB and Daniel are like real friends. I didn't realize they were like actually friends.
They kind of flirted. I took it as flirting, but there probably was just friendly stuff.
Yeah, I
Earlier
thought they was flirting too.
Yeah.
I thought he was trying to get with her because whenever she met with Fisk, he was like, "I really did you a favor by letting you in here." Like, so I thought he was trying to, but I didn't realize they were like friends with each other. I thought that he was trying to holler at her, but
Yeah.
So yeah, they go out clubbing, drinking, having a good old time, and he's basically like, "I'm an old man. I don't need to be here."
Right.
But he lets some stuff slip.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that Matt is representing Leroy Bradford, who we see the pain that he goes through because he has a monologue in this episode.
Yeah.
And he says to Matt, like, hey, I ain't trying to be in jail. And Matt, yeah, he turns on the dial with that lady. I swear, like,
Bro, the Riz is crazy.
he
Like
be rizzing these girls up.
Yeah,
it's
Rizzing them
really,
up, rizzing them down.
I mean, the look she was giving him was like, God,
She was
like,
trying
it go
to
down right
have
there.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, it could go down
Like,
right there.
yeah, she was like, I don't give a fuck about this room full of people.
Exactly. Like, she was throwing him just subtle. I'm not even subtle, just
Yeah,
openings to go
overt.
after it. Yeah, I was just like, God, oh man, like
Oh,
he
but
don't
also
miss.
the bigger thing is here they literally mentioned Latveria. Like when they said that, I looked around my room. I was like, "Yo, like Latveria, Doctor Doom," because he said it's Latvian Heritage Day,
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yep.
and so I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" They just gloss over that like it was nothing. So
Yeah.
like, unless they talking about a different Latveria, but I'm like, this is the
No,
first time they set that up in the
the only
MC.
one.
Yeah. No, that's what I like what the MCU, and this is kind of what the old school MCU used to do, was like give you little subtle stuff.
Yeah, it's a sprinkle.
Little sprinkle stuff. You know what I mean? Subtle.
Because they could easily use like the what's the words people call Asgardian Heritage Day because we
Yeah.
know Asgard is on Earth now. So
Right.
like they could have easily used that, but instead they chose to use Liberia. So I'm like, oh wow, interesting move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was dope.
So Matt is able to get him a very mild sentence compared to what he should have gotten
Mm-hmm.
by rizzing that girl down.
Yeah.
And he's like, he basically just does a monologue about his life and his woes. Like, the system is bullshit and, all the stuff that he's going through. And Matt is kind of like, yeah, I agree. It's trash.
Yeah.
But I did what I could.
I did my job. Yeah.
Yeah. So Matt runs into Officer Powell and he's like, oh, officer, I didn't talk to you.
Yeah.
Come here. Did you assassinate my client? And he says, hey, I don't know what you're talking about, counselor.
Right.
And, of course, Matt is checking him.
Mm-hmm.
He passes the lie detector. And Fisk is realizing that politics doesn't do things like he's not used to all these checks and balances and
All the
getting
red tape.
approvals and yeah, he's not used to that because he's like, I'm gonna rebuild this shit. And the lady who like his mayoral lady,
Yeah.
she's like,
Chief of staff or whatever.
yeah, she's like, there's so much shit you gotta do
Yeah.
in order to make this thing happen. Like, no, here's a 14-point list
Yeah.
of items and folk you got to talk to, babies you got to shake, hands you got to kiss. Like you there's a lot of stuff you got to do before.
I really like that because it was like real realistic. Like,
oh yeah,
you got an appearance here. Okay, you got an appearance here. Like they be really like he was really trying to get some stuff moving for his plan. It's like, well, no, you gotta go meet this people. You gotta go meet some kids. You gotta go. You know what I mean?
play the game.
Yeah, you gotta play the game, and it's like some people just aren't built for that.
I did not think she was going to make it out this season. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought she was going to die.
They did a good job with her.
I was like, Kingpin
I
gonna get
agree.
tired of her.
I was concerned, but I had a feeling she was going to play the game.
Oh, yeah, she ended up doing it. Yeah, no, she ended
She
up playing the
did.
game. Yeah,
I had a
I
feeling
was
she was
worried,
going to play
though.
the game. Yes, I was absolutely worried.
I thought she was gonna hop into a limousine, and Fist is gonna be in the back seat, and it was just gonna be one of them.
Yeah. I figured she's a smart enough woman to know
Yeah,
what she's gotten herself into.
yeah, I agree with that.
And I think that once Fisk like stopped filtering his conversations around her,
Yeah,
she was going to have a decision to make.
yeah, 100%.
And I think that yeah, I was worried, but I ultimately thought she'll make it.
Yeah,
one other thing I was real confused on, but like the other dude, not the young dude, but the other dude who did
He's
like a
number
lot
two.
of I was like, are we gonna like? Well, it's like, is he a character? Or like, is he somebody big? Because like, he was literally like a quiet killer. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I should probably just look at the cast. But I'm like, I wonder if he's an actual character because his character was just like a mysterious dude.
I don't know. If he is, then it's not a character that I've heard of, but like I remember Fisk's number 2 in the Daredevil show, he got hit. Like I think
Yeah, he did.
he's dead.
What's her
So
name? Popped him. Oh, girl.
Electra,
No.
Karen.
Karen killed him. Yeah.
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 Yeah, because she gets a weapon, she knows what to do.
Yeah. She's like, fire, fire, fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I think he's just the number 2. But yeah, if he is a character, then I'm not familiar.
I'm not either. He kind of reminds me of House of Cards. The main character, the president, had a dude like that. Was a number 2 guy. He was just a get shit done guy. You know what I mean? If I need such and such to disappear, make that happen. If I need you to lobby somebody to do some stuff, make it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a good number 2, like that, and honestly, yeah, like that's really the guy that
Yeah.
like has everything.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I love a good number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so BB posts an article that Fisk is a union buster, and my man's is pissed.
Yeah.
Like ready to like he's already got anger problems. We know that about Fisk.
Right.
And he's ready to fuck somebody up behind this. And the chief of staff is like, you say nothing to him.
Right.
Because I think Fisk is like listening to some children sing a song.
Right, yeah.
And that's when it pops up. And yeah, it was rough.
Also, Kingpin was like, "Fuck them kids, bro. I'm trying to be in here."
He did. Because
He's
they were
I
like,
gotta go.
we have another song for you. He was like, up, nope.
No, you don't.
No. One song was enough. Thank you so much. The youth are our future.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm tired of being off in here."
Yeah, love y'all. I'm out. And so Daniel says to Fisk, like, hey, sir, it was me. I leaked it. You're never going to have to worry about it again. I'm so sorry. I will see myself out. And Fisk was like, no. Loyalty is very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Loyalty is something that is lacking these days. It is not easy to find. And you are fiercely loyal. So you'll keep your ass right here. Again, this is a conversation we will not have again.
Right.
But yeah.
I thought he would slap him. I'm not even gonna lie.
I thought he was something was broken. I thought something was about to get broken.
Yeah, I thought it was big open hand power smack to the face.
That's the thing. Like Kingpin can kill people with his hands. So I thought he was just gonna like hem him up real nice,
Right.
but not actually hurt him.
Right.
But like, you know, I know both of you have snatched up your kids. I don't know if you've done it slowly, but like a slow snatch.
Bro, my wife literally just got on to me like 2 weeks ago for snatching my daughter up in public because my daughter did something crazy, bro. I snatched up with the quickness. My wife was like, "Don't ever do that again." I was like, "I will. You don't run nothing." No. Good thing she don't listen though. She don't listen to the podcast, so we all good.
All right. I kind of wonder what she did because like usually a snatch up is like you did something you're not supposed to do, or you trying to embarrass somebody.
It was trying to embarrass. It was one of the things like she wasn't trying to listen to nobody, and she's just trying to tell us no in public. Man, I snatched her up. So like, who are you talking to?
Right.
Yeah.
So
because that is one thing that will get you snatched up is you saying no.
Yep.
Who the fuck is you talking to?
Yeah, exactly. Like I have about a 6'8" like wingspan, but if like she like we at Walmart, she down the way, and if I hear a no, I'm Will Chamberlain. Come here. Like, get over here. Like, it's a wrap.
Just thinking about it, like I haven't had to snatch my son up many times, but like when I do, it's because he said no to my wife. And so, yeah, like, never mind. Because, yeah. Anyway, it sounded like, I thought it was going to be just like a come here.
Yeah.
But he walks out of that room,
Yeah, he does.
and the chief of staff is like, "Okay,
Yeah,
cool," because she was worried,
yeah, she was.
rightfully so. So, Matt is, looking around and finds the casing, finds the Punisher symbol on it, goes to Frank's house. And this is where they have that conversation. This is where Frank says to Matt, the pain that you are experiencing right.
Yeah, it's like the pain you are experiencing. Uh,
I see you. Did my mic go out?
it definitely went out.
Didn't
God
went out
damn
for a
it.
sec there. Yeah,
Okay, technical, we're fine.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're gonna leave it in.
Yeah.
We're not gonna use the power of editing this time. We're just gonna leave it in and let you know that even we make mistakes.
Hard to believe. I get it.
Even we have technical difficulties. Because, whatever. Anyway, Frank says I truly see you. Like, I understand the pain that you are experiencing, what it is that you're going through. Like, I can see that in you. I know what this is. And, Frank is a murderer. Frank is like, and you know what you should do? You know what you should have done?
Right.
You know what I would have done?
Put him in the ground.
Yeah. I would have put in work, put him in the dirt.
Yeah. I like when Frank calls him Red too.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, I like
that does the heart good right there. When you
Yeah,
hear
they
Red,
really did.
come on now, Red.
Yeah.
Yeah. The heart good.
But yeah, their conversation was so good because Matt has to be like, no, I won't. I'm not a murderer. I'm trying to be better than that. And Frank is like, why?
Right.
Yeah.
These fucking animals deserve it.
Yeah.
And now Frank is like, and there's somebody executing people in my name?
Yeah.
You know what I would do, Red?
Yeah.
No, it's them two, like, I don't know, man. Just their chemistry, bro. It's just, I don't know, bro. It's next level. Honestly, this scene might be top 3 scenes in MCU TV history. Yeah, like that. Just like, there's not really anybody else in the MCU television that has this type of chemistry. Damn near not really anybody in the MCU in general.
I would make an argument that Falcon and Winter Soldier have this level of chemistry.
Yeah.
Nah, I'd say this one is higher.
I think this is higher, but
this
I do
is higher.
think it's
This
close.
is higher than theirs.
I think it's the same level of chemistry.
I think you got, okay, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. All right. I think you got Cap and Tony. I think those two got a certain level of chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
I think, honestly, Daredevil and Punisher are like right there, if not one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If not one.
And then what other buddy duos do we got?
Winter Soldier and Captain Falcon.
Okay.
I agree with that. They have good chemistry.
I guess we could include Natasha and Clint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say that.
I like that.
There's is on the lower tier to me because I would rate Rocket
Thor and Hulk is good.
I would say Rocket and Peter.
Okay.
Like
He didn't get as much appearance, but I agree with that.
I would say a lot of people go Rocket and Groot, but I think Rocket and Peter, they have some good chemistry as well.
They did.
Okay.
But yeah, I think those are like the best duos. And honestly, it's just some duos that were good, but you just don't get enough appearance. So it's like, it's not many games played there.
Yeah, like I want to see Yelena and Get the Bishop get more time.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I want to see them. Especially this new generation. You just ain't got enough games played yet. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like, only person I think could even come close to Matt and Punisher is probably Cap and Tony Stark. Like, that's the only two to me.
I think Winter Soldier and Captain Falcon are at that same level. Personally.
I think it's a good question. Like, who has better chemistry?
Just
to me, like, I wouldn't say better. Like, I understand that you are saying better. I wouldn't say better. I'd say equal.
I think only reason I say better is because we've seen Punisher and Matt, like when they're doing good, we'll see that later in the season where they're like vibing off each other, doing their thing. But we also seen them in a dark place, like this episode, and in the Netflix where they like still have chemistry. We saw that also with Tony and Cap. I don't think we've seen the dark place with Winter Soldier and Captain Falcon.
And the thing you're really saying is they have two different ideologies because Cap and Iron Man, we saw them go at each other like two different things. With Falcon and Winter Soldier, they're on the same level, like they're on the same journey. So it's like with Frank and Matt, again, two different forces, two different ideologies fighting against each other. So I think that's what also like makes it really good.
Is the fact that they're opposing in some form.
Correct.
Yeah, that adds to it.
Yeah,
that adds to it. Even if you have two people on the total opposite end, but they have no chemistry, it still ain't gonna overtake. But if they got chemistry and they coming from two different perspectives and making legit arguments, because I mean, obviously, Frank, we know he's a killer. We don't agree on just taking somebody off this earth,
but he has a method to his madness too. Because like he's not just killing any and everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Like you kind of have respect for an honor. Have an honor code. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not just popping kids and the women. Like I'm popping dirt bags. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta respect that a little bit.
Yeah. And with this conversation, I mean, he's like, say his name. He's like, he's like, say his name. And like this whole time, Matt has not said Foggy's name at all.
At all.
And so for him to say it, and then he immediately just like starts crying.
And again, that's because Punisher saw him.
Yeah, exactly. He saw right through all of it.
Yeah, Frank was like, I see everything.
Low key, like, because like in a Netflix series, like Matt would go to the church to like
to that mother.
Like he would release all that stuff. I feel like Frank is basically that. He's just a very intense version of it. He's just like, if Matt is going through anything, he just go to Frank, and Frank makes him. You know what I mean?
Because Frank is not, because he's not sugarcoating it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it's similar, like in cartoons where like they'll have the angel and the devil on their shoulders.
Yeah.
Like Frank's the devil.
Yeah, Frank's gonna be like, dude, if they kill my best friend, it's a killing spree going.
Because Frank's gonna be like, if they killed you, I would put all of them in the ground.
Exactly.
So
I thought this was also the last time we was gonna see him in this season.
I was hoping not, man.
I knew we'd see him again.
I was hoping not, but I knew, man, he's one of the best actors in the game. Like I was like, he might just be busy.
He hot right now.
Yeah, it's like Jonathan Bernthal is like the top 5 best actor in the world right now. So it's like I didn't know if he was busy, but I was hoping we got what we got.
Yeah.
So we also see Fisk say to Vanessa, like, hey, I'm trying to be better. I'm trying not to be, kingpin and just murder as I see fit. I'm really trying to do things the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see where Adam is. He's down there eating goddamn tartar, and Adam is begging for freedom.
Yeah, damn, that sucks, bro.
That's tough.
You smashed the wrong girl.
And the way he eats is so like, I don't know.
Because in the beginning, like you see him like barely taking bites and little bitty cuts and stuff. Like he's not really eating like he normally used to.
Oh my god, dog, bro! You didn't have to do that. I mean, he didn't even know about you, bro. Like,
had no idea.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You smashed the wrong girl.
Fouled my woman. Yeah, that's tough.
Be like that. But that's the thing. Kingpin has anger issues, so
he does.
And we see Matt after old girl goes to sleep. Matt puts his shit back on, make sure he still got it.
Yeah, facts.
Get on that roof, start doing flips and shit. It's like, oh yeah. I still got it. I can still cook. And then we see somebody being dragged into the sewers, and then they get their blood siphoned.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I had no idea who this guy was the entire time. Like, I have never seen this villain before.
I heard about him. I didn't know what he looked like though.
Yeah, I thought that it might be him because I remember whenever Heather was doing the book signing, they like made it a point to say that this creepy dude wanted an autograph, and that
Yeah.
he needed to be taken on as a client. So whenever I saw this mysterious person siphoning blood, I was like, I bet it's that dude, because he's the only person I could think of that like the show brought attention to, but we hadn't seen anything from yet.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
I thought, oh yeah, it's probably him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, him as a character though, yeah, I had no idea who he even was before
Same.
looking him up.
Yeah, like when I was writing this, I did not name him because I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is. So
His name is like comic book accurate. I just don't remember
Yeah.
like if
I'm
it's a
not-
big deal or not. But
yeah, I'm not familiar with him, and
Same.
gonna be honest, not worth a teaching moment.
yeah,
If
agreed.
y'all need to know him, go find him.
Yeah.
And that takes us to episode 5, With Interest. We open on St. Patrick's Day. Matt is trying to get a loan at the bank where Miss Marvel's father is a manager. Unfortunately, it's a no. Just then, robbers show up, so Matt returns to the bank. Detective Kim shows up as the negotiator. 2 hostages are released, and Matt knocks out 2 of the robbers. Matt opens the vault, and he and Yusuf find the safety deposit box the robbers came for. The police storm the building, and the main robber is disguised as a police officer, passes off the diamond, but Matt finds him and beats his ass. Turns out Matt still had the diamond, and after being invited to dinner with Yusuf's family, he drops it off in the candy jar. So we have an attempted heist episode.
Yeah, facts.
On St. Patty's Day, and of course the robbers are Irish because why not?
Yeah.
I want to say they pulled not just Miss Marvel's father, but was Detective Kim also in something? Like,
Oh.
have we seen her before?
I think we just seen her at the during the season. I don't remember her from anything
I don't
else.
remember her before though.
Yeah, I think it's
I
just
don't
this
think-
show.
Okay, she looks familiar. Like, I'm like, I hadn't seen you before, I think, but I don't know where is the
Gotcha.
problem. But she looked familiar, like she felt familiar.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Matt goes in there and tries to get a loan, and when I saw Yusuf, I was like, I didn't point him out immediately. But he had to tell me that he was Miss Marvel's father before I was like, oh shit.
I
Okay.
saw him, bro. I saw him and I was like, man, I hope we don't have a situation where they not forget who he is, but they don't ever address who he is.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, that's her dad for sure. Because I really enjoyed him in the
I did
series.
too.
Yeah, he was a standout.
The family was the best part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
100%.
both of her parents.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah,
That was dope.
but yeah, like I was like, oh shit. And I guess yeah, Jersey isn't far, so
Right.
him working in that makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was shocked to see him show up.
But yeah, Matt is trying to get a loan because he's got a law firm, and yeah, Yusuf is like, absolutely not.
Right.
So sorry, would love to do it, but that's gonna be a no.
Yeah.
And then robbers show up, and Matt has already left. So Matt goes back to the bank and
Mhm.
said, hey, call 911. And he goes back in there, and he's able to use the whole like, I'm blind, I don't know what's happening.
It's like,
Right.
oh no, I'm
Oh, no.
blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he walks in, is like, is someone there?
Right.
So, yeah, he's able to, just we're able to see him like work through the situation. We see that there's obviously a main robber and then the others, and they're not really sure why they're there,
Mhm.
but yeah, this
Yeah.
is and then yeah, we see Detective Kim and the main one just flirting.
Yeah.
Just they've got some banter.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we see Matt kind of, take those dudes out. He kind of has to trust Yusuf with a secret.
Yeah.
Because Yusuf is like, how what's happening? And
Confused.
Yusuf already knows a superhero, so
Right.
whatever. And of course, this is the day when like the actual person that they needed to be there wasn't.
Right.
But yeah, I thought this
Wait,
was
wait. Matt didn't tell him a secret, did he? I don't remember that.
Matt didn't tell him, but Matt showed him that he was doing it. Like he didn't tell him he was Daredevil, but obviously he's got some extra shit going on. Like a blind
Right.
man shouldn't be able to open this giant vault or
Okay,
beat up
okay.
these dudes or
Right. 100%.
But no, he didn't say I'm Daredevil.
Right.
Oh,
It's
okay,
like,
okay.
I got some extra stuff going on.
Yeah, I
What-
can just, I got a couple skills.
Right. I will say, like, this was probably my least favorite episode just because it felt a little.
I agree. It's kind of random.
It felt like
It
a
felt
filler
like
episode.
Yeah, it felt like a special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just like, this feels kind of random
Because it really didn't push the story forward or anything.
at all. That's why I was kind of like, okay. I love a heist, so I was always down for that. But it was just like,
It felt like an episode for the cameos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I will say, because I kind of want to skip ahead, this episode wasn't all that to me, but when he was fighting the dude at the end, bro, he like drop kicked that dude's leg.
Beat his ass.
Yeah.
He beat his ass. It was not good.
Bro, he like drop kicked that dude's leg and broke it. I was like, oh my God.
Matt took out some of that Punisher conversation. Matt took some of that out on him.
Yeah.
Like that
No,
poor
that was
man.
nasty. Yeah.
Yeah, because again, I had to rewind. I had to watch it again. Because Jordan, when he drop kicked that leg, I was like, oh!
I was like, that dude, bro, he got to amputate his leg because, bro, he drop kicked that dude's
Knees
leg.
don't go that way.
Bro, that was bad, bro. I literally just clicked on it because I want to see that scene again. Bro, that was bad. That was real bad.
He fucked him up. Like that was when we got there, I was gonna say, he didn't deserve that, honestly.
At all.
Hey, I'm be honest. I feel bad for that dude. I would have sued him. I don't know. I'll try to rip his mask off or something, bro. You gotta sue him because your medical bills is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, for real.
Yeah,
but,
I do think this was just such a random. It didn't push in a 9-episode series. It didn't do anything for the story.
Yeah. This was a filler episode for the cameos, I think.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to, let us know, hey, Miss Marvel is connected, and they wanted to introduce Detective Kim so that when we see her in Fisk's office, she's not random.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
I think that's all this was. Because like the jewel, we don't really Yeah,
it was just like, I don't know. And like Jordan said, like it's 9 episodes, so we can't waste time. You know what I mean? So it kind of felt like we were kind of wasting time.
Was this one of the 2-episode days? Because I know there was
one yes, which I didn't even know that when that happened. Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
One of the days they dropped 2 episodes, and I figure this was one of them. So
Gotcha.
it being a filler episode, it's fine.
Yeah.
And
makes sense.
that takes us to episode 6, Excessive Force. We open with BB doing some more interviews and the discovery of a victim's body. Fisk gets a visit from Luca, who refuses to pay the restitution, so Fisk adds another $1 million to it, and Matt talks to Heather about her new book on vigilantes. Fisk learns that the graffiti he is trying to have removed is made of blood, and Angela visits Matt to try to get his help with what Hector was investigating before he was killed. Fisk is, out here kissing hands and shaking babies, fundraising, and he is getting zero support from the New York elite.
Mm-hmm.
Muse kills 2 women and displays their bodies with his newest project, so Fisk builds an anti-vigilante task force using the more aggressive officers. Matt gets a call that Angela hasn't come home, so Daredevil goes out to find her. Muse starts draining Angela, but Daredevil finds him and beats his ass, saving Angela. Meanwhile, Fisk releases Adam and beats his ass.
Gave him a weapon.
Gave him a weapon, bro.
Yeah.
That's G stuff. That's some G stuff.
That's some that's top tier stuff right there.
Yeah. You need a handicap. Here you go.
Yeah.
And beat his ass.
Bro. Gave him every excuse to just let out on him.
Yeah. So we see that a body is discovered. and we see that Lucas shows up without an appointment.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, are these the tracksuit mafia?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
from Hawkeye.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Um, so yeah. Well, yeah, because Fisk was in Hawkeye. So yeah,
Yep.
I knew that. Yeah, he says, I ain't paying no goddamn restitution. And so Fisk is like, for your insubordination, add another million on top.
Yeah.
Like this episode should have been called With Interest.
Facts.
Yeah, go ahead and throw another million on there. Since you want to play.
Right.
And we see that Matt is talking to Heather about her new book on vigilantes. And Heather's opinion of vigilantes is leaning in the Fisk direction.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she does not have a positive outlook on vigilantes at all. And Matt kind of has to be like, I mean, not like all, I mean, like.
She wasn't holding back either.
Yeah.
Like,
but of course,
they deserve to be in jail.
Yeah, she didn't know. But yeah. And he was like, I mean, all of them don't.
Right.
Vigilantes are doing some good stuff. She's like, no, they're narcissists. They hide behind other. She was talking his shit.
Yeah.
And he was like, I mean, there's nuance, but whatever.
Some context, but
yeah, like there's some things you should probably take into consideration. Like they're not all the same, but you know.
Right.
And so there's this graffiti that's going up, and Fisk is like, hey, we need to take that down. And whenever they try to remove it, they're like, it's been really difficult to remove because it's made of blood.
Yeah.
And Angela goes to visit Matt and is like, hey, my uncle was investigating something. I need your help with it. And, you know, that doesn't go the way that she hopes it was, or that she hopes it does. And, you know, Fisk is at a fundraiser, you know, doing the mayoral thing. And the New York elites basically say, we don't fuck with you.
Mm-hmm.
Know your place. That's what they say to him. Yeah, they say, no, we are the Court of Owls.
Right.
And
DC reference, I like it.
Yeah, I got the reference just because hanging around with y'all before that I didn't know.
Good.
I like it.
Good.
We'll talk about something similar later.
And so yeah, he's getting zero support for his project. Like they are not interested in helping him at all. And we see Muse is working on his next thing, and these two women are like, "Oh my god, are you Muse? Can we take a selfie?"
Bro, that's some white people stuff, boy.
And they end up getting got.
Yep.
And displayed with the newest project. And so Fisk is like, enough of this shit.
Right.
It's time for a task force. The fact that sanitation figured this out before the police is unacceptable.
Yeah.
So we're going to have an anti-vigilante task force. And I was like, see, that's that shit. As a politician, you're going to take something that is like, he's not this is not vigilante behavior. This is not a vigilante situation, but we're gonna use this to, you know, meet with my agenda.
Right.
I was like, that's very politician shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he for you to lump Muse into the vigilante category is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
But when you got shit you trying to do, and you got a message,
it's that propaganda. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it really is.
And I was like, yep, okay. He's playing the game. Because that's the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, Angela's mother, I assume it's Angela's mother, calls Matt and is like, hey, I know that Angela came to see you today, but she has not been home. And Matt is like, I will see if I can find her. Daredevil, you know, goes out, and Angela has been abducted by Muse and is about to get siphoned. Luckily, Daredevil's able to find him and put his hands on him.
Yeah.
And Angela is saved. And this is where we see Fisk unlock the cage.
Yeah.
Give Adam a weapon. And is like, come at me, bro.
Throw the dukes up.
Yeah, he gave him a good speech. Oh, also, did we mention when he was at the classroom of the elite, we got to see Jack.
Sword, yeah, sword
A
Yeah,
master.
Source Master. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
When I saw him, I couldn't remember what show he was in.
Yeah.
Hawkeye.
Yeah,
Yep.
a lot of Hawkeye people.
That's because Fisk was also in Hawkeye, so
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
made sense. Like I'm glad that they tied that back in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was crazy. Fist just straight up gave him a weapon.
Yeah, here you go.
Let's do it.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it
Didn't end well.
did not end well at all. And then recaged him. Yeah, get your ass back in there.
Yeah.
Again, you mentioned earlier though, Spencer, about like seeing the parallels between Daredevil and Kingpin. Again, Kingpin started showing his more brutal side, and so did Daredevil in this episode.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they both had to get their hands dirty.
Hmm.
And they didn't have to. Like Kingpin didn't have to get his hands
Yeah,
dirty.
Kingpin didn't
Yeah.
have to.
He
Yeah,
wanted to get his hands dirty.
Yeah, Kingpin, yeah, like he was like, nigga, I hate you.
Right.
And yeah, Kingpin definitely did not need to do that.
Right.
But yes, another parallel, yeah, they both had to put their hands on somebody.
Yeah.
So, episode 7, Art for Art's Sake. We open with Fisk finding out that Daredevil is back in the game and he's the one who saved Angela from her, from being exsanguinated. Heather asks Matt about his bruises, and Fisk decides to use his mayoral resources to handle the Daredevil issue. Angela tells the police where Muse's lair is, and Matt asks her what she can tell him about Muse. Detective Kim tells Fisk that Bastion Cooper is their main suspect, and during her counseling session with Bastion Cooper, Heather is attacked by him. Daredevil feels through Muse's work and realizes that Heather has been drawn. Just as Muse is, about to, he starts to cut Heather up a little bit. The
Yeah.
task force and Daredevil bust in there. Daredevil puts the paws on him, and Heather shoots him before passing out from blood loss.
Hot ones.
Hot ones.
Yeah.
Fisk decides that the task force should take the credit for taking down Muse, and then tells Daniel to tell BB, hey, I saw your little story that Daredevil was involved. I'm going to need you to take that down.
Yeah.
Vanessa texts Luca to hit Fisk, but Fisk's number 2 puts 2 hot ones in him.
Mm.
So.
That was like an old gangster movie.
Yeah. Fisk is just eating.
Yeah.
Fisk always eating.
Yeah.
And it's
silencer on it.
Yeah, it's funny because Matt said to Fisk, like, you've lost weight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did.
You're getting smaller. And I'm like, Fisk eating in every goddamn episode.
But he
well,
like
you know
He ain't missed a meal.
Yeah, he was eating healthy, and then by the end, he wasn't that much.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's
Stress.
getting back to himself.
Yeah.
So, Fisk finds out that Daredevil is back in the game, and he's like, well, I guess this goddamn task force was right on time.
Yeah.
And he's the one who saved Angela from, being siphoned. Because exsanguination has got to be a terrible way to go. But
Bro, that is. Ugh.
yeah. So Daredevil's in the shower, and Heather's like, hey, can you tell me about these bruises? And he puts it on her, try to make her forget.
Yeah.
And then later that morning, she's like, hey, I didn't forget.
Yeah.
Like,
I still had a question.
Yeah, like what's happening here?
Yeah.
So Fisk decides, you know what? I'm the fucking mayor, so I'm gonna deal with this Daredevil problem. And, again, the anti-vigilante task force, we're gonna do that. So, Angela says to the police, hey, here's Muse's lair. And Matt is like, hey, what can you tell me about him? Anything at all. So Daredevil goes down there, starts investigating himself and finds what he needs. So Detective Kim is like, hey, we think this is the guy because, we opened an investigation and he's the only one we haven't found. He fits the description. We think it's him. And he's being counseled by Heather. And God damn it. I don't know what my mic is doing. Am I back?
You're back.
You
Okay,
are
cool.
back.
Cool. Listeners, hopefully this is not an issue moving forward. Apologies. I don't know what's happening, but it's whatever. It's gonna be okay. So, um, where was I? We see that Bastion is being counseled by Heather, and she kind of discerns, like, oh, you, uh, oh no,
Different. Yeah.
yeah. And he says to her, like, you're thinking about, can I make it to the door in time?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's some
I was-
serial killer stuff.
He is a serial killer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she gets attacked, and, Daredevil, luckily, he went down there, found the pictures, and felt that it was her because he felt her face this morning.
No, that's kind of wild.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I get blind people have their senses get heightened, but I'm like, come on, man.
well, he's super blind.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know. Come on, man. I don't know.
Super blind is crazy.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know about this one.
he's not regular blind.
I can believe a
Super
lot of the
blind.
Daredevil stuff, but this one, I was like, all right.
Super blind is wild.
I mean, he's not regular blind. So, yeah. And so Muse puts his mask on. He's, getting into character, and he starts cutting up Heather. And then Daredevil shows up. And one of the things that I like that they did, I like that they reference that he like took Taekwondo or whatever.
Yeah, because he was fighting.
Yeah, so that him fighting made sense.
Yeah. Because he was doing
Because
like roundhouse kicks and
yeah, like he was. I mean, Daredevil was beating his ass.
Yeah.
But it like him being able to fight back at any level made sense because they made it make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, Daredevil's putting the paws on him, and yeah, Heather put some hot ones in him,
yeah.
and good for her.
Facts.
Like, yes, you did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the task force shows up, and everything's already handled and dealt with. And Fisk is like, as a part of my anti-vigilante crime bill, we're not about to give a vigilante credit for this.
Right.
So the task force took care of it, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. The task force took care of it. And so BB, she out on the streets talking to people. And so she posts a story because other people saw Daredevil that Daredevil was involved. And so Daniel is like, hey, that little shit you wrote about Daredevil being involved, I'm gonna need you to strike that from the record. Like, I'm gonna need you, we're gonna need to make that disappear. Because if that doesn't disappear,
someone's gonna disappear. Yeah.
Something's gonna disappear. So it needs to be that story.
He gave me Fist vibes, right? That was the first time he
was.
gave me Fist vibes.
Yeah, like a little Fisk.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
Fist.
Once he got retained, like once Fisk said, I'm keeping you because you're loyal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, but yeah, I think this is the moment where like Fisk trusts him enough for him to understand the actual game here.
Yeah.
Because I think that at first Daniel thought, oh, Fisk is just like, the mayor. But I think at this point, it needed to be made clear to Daniel what could happen to him if anything leaks again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Daniel was like, "Oh, we do crime, cool, locked in, chief. What do you need?"
Right.
Yeah, Daniel was like, I don't care what we're doing. I'll do it for you."
Right.
So yeah, when he was like, "Oh, we threaten people, cool, got it. I can do that."
Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah, he puts that threat in. And then we see, now this is one of the questions I wanted to ask y'all. But then like when I saw the episode first, I was like, "Oh, that's a good question." But then I was like, "Oh, okay, I know what this is." Do y'all think that this was like a setup trap or that Vanessa was actually conspiring and Kingpin caught wind of it?
No, I think they've been like a team this entire time. Like, I think once they really started going to counseling and like really start saying like, yeah, we still love each other. I think this was like deliberately done together.
Yeah, I can see tag team vibes here. I think so. They're both smart enough to make that work, and they're both smart enough to put emotions aside to whatever the
Yeah,
greater good for the empire is. They'll do it.
Okay.
yeah.
'Cause
No,
yeah,
I didn't think he actually. I didn't think she actually betrayed him.
Yeah,
same. Yeah, like I was like, because at first I thought it was maybe like a conspire, and then Fisk is just too much. And I was like, oh no, it was a trap from the beginning.
yeah.
So yeah, and yeah, the number two put two hot ones in him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm.
and that's how it's got to be.
Yeah,
So
smart.
episode 8, Isle of Joy. We open with Bullseye being moved to Gen Pop. Fisk takes Vanessa to Adam, and his number 2 hand delivers an invitation to a gala to Heather, which confuses Matt. Vanessa puts Adam down, and Fisk promises to never leave her again. Matt finds out that Fisk moved Bullseye to Gen Pop, and Bullseye wants to talk to him. Daniel gets a promotion, and Matt goes off on a client because he ain't shit. Matt goes to the bar and realizes that Foggy was assassinated behind a case he was working on. Matt goes to talk to Bullseye, and Bullseye wants to make a deal, but Matt says, fuck that guy. Bullseye escapes, and Matt gets into some hot water with Heather while trying to ear hustle on Fisk and Jack at the gala. Fisk brings up Swordsman, and suddenly Jack finds it in his heart to support Fisk's project. BB and the commissioner realize that they might have some of the same goals, and Matt realizes Vanessa had Foggy killed. Bullseye takes his shot, but Matt ends up taking the bullet.
Good episode.
Great episode.
Yeah.
Because I was, well, we'll talk about it here in a second. But, yeah, Bullseye getting moved to Gen Pop, I was like, oh, that's probably going to result in some people dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep
I,
him by himself.
I
Yeah.
thought more people would die, but he kind of played it cool to
Yeah.
get out of there.
He kept it pretty tight.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. But yeah. Fisk says to Vanessa, like, hey, I'm not trying to lie to you or keep anything from you. Like, the whole Luca thing, I really appreciate that. So you should probably know.
Yeah.
I found Adam. Yeah, I found him.
Yeah.
So, Vanessa, I need you to make a decision. And Adam is like, please let me go.
Yeah.
And
I won't say anything.
yeah, I promise I won't say anything. It's too late for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should know you was gonna die.
You should have known. But yeah. And Heather gets hand delivered an invitation to a gala, and Matt is like, what the fuck? How do you know? Does she live? What is this?
I was wondering when we were gonna get that.
Yeah, like Matt is not cool. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, clearly you don't understand how dangerous this man is.
Yeah.
And I understand Matt having a problem.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
He's being used.
Yeah. And so, yeah, Matt is like, no, this is bullshit. I wasn't invited. She's like, I get a +1.
Mm.
All right. So, Matt finds out that Bullseye has been moved to Gen Pop, and Bullseye's like, I need to talk to Matt Murdock. And we see that whenever Daniel gets a promotion, that chief of staff, she's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right. Yeah.
Like, him?
She's been hating on him the whole time.
But that's because he's incompetent in this game.
That's true.
And Kingpin knows it too.
Yeah, but Kingpin is like, no, he is fiercely loyal.
Yeah.
And that's what I need.
Mm-hmm.
I know that he knows better than to make certain mistakes.
Right.
And yeah, he's all in. So yeah, he's getting a promotion. So, Matt, there's a client in there, and Matt is like, yeah, that client ain't shit. He's a liar. And yeah, like that dude was a piece of shit.
Yeah, he was.
And yeah, Matt was like, no, we're not doing that. And Kirsten.
I think it's Kirsten.
Yeah, Kirsten.
Yeah, Kirsten is like, what the fuck is going on with you? Like, we kind of need his money.
Yeah.
And Matt is like, I'm not representing that dirt bag. He's a liar.
He's a phony. He's a big fat phony.
Big fat phony. So Matt goes to the bar and realizes that Foggy was celebrating. So if he knew the case was open and shut, he knew he was going to win, and he was already celebrating. That means he got offed. And so Matt goes to talk to Bullseye, and Bullseye's like, hey, I want to make a deal. And Matt is not having it.
Yeah.
Like, he was thinking about Punisher.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
In that room. Because Matt tried to kill him.
Yeah, he did.
And
threw him off the joint.
Yeah. And threw him, like, whenever he heard Foggy's heart stop, yeah, he was like, the fuck? Yeah. And again, yes, that's what you do.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, you gotta go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Bullseye, trying to, make deals. And yeah, Matt's like, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah.
We're not doing it.
Gym Pop.
Yeah. I hope you get got. I hope everything happens to you, Bullseye. You deserve it. So, unfortunately, it's a situation where Matt is the reason he's able to escape without knowing it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It reminded me of Kung Fu Panda when Shifu was like, there was a prophecy that he was going to escape, so I'm going to send somebody to tell them to tighten up security, and that is how he got out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Matt is the reason Bullseye got out. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Did he kill the guy with the tooth yet?
Yeah, in this episode, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. This is the episode where, like, we watch his full escape and he shoots Matt.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we see him, use the tooth, kill those two dudes. Because my thought, I was so mad. I was like, why are his hands free?
Right. I thought that too.
Under no circumstance should his hands be free. Period.
Yeah.
Never, ever should his hands be free. Period. I don't give a fuck what the circumstances are. I was like, y'all are gonna get got, and you deserve it.
Right.
Because his hands are just, what are we doing?
They brought him into jail with his hands tied up too, so I don't know.
Yeah. Like, it made no sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a problem with that. But the episode's got to happen, and they're just stupid for that. But I was like, no, that's on y'all. Y'all earned that. Y'all know who this man is. Y'all know what this man does.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 100% your fault for not locking those arms down.
Yeah.
So, Matt and Heather, Heather is not cool with Matt right now. But, like she's like, you're being distant. You're lying to me. You're keeping things from me.
I kind of felt bad for Matt in this moment. I think every dude has felt like you get nagged at and your mind is somewhere else. Like you're thinking about like something grand scheme. They don't understand it, but they're just like nagging at you. You're just like, bro, I'm just trying to like
you are trying to prioritize like you said, a master plan, and you just have her like, why aren't you talking to me?
Right, yeah. You're so distant.
It's like, not right now.
Yeah. Trust me.
Like, I'm busy.
Right.
But, you can't say that.
Yeah. Exactly. You can't say that. That's the key.
But yeah, he's trying to ear hustle. And this is the point where Fisk has turned the tables. this is the point where, we see the old Fisk who is using good old-fashioned blackmail, bribery, little bit of, extortion, like just whatever he needs to do to get like the rich folks understand now
Right.
who the fuck they're dealing with.
Yeah, he called him in the room. Called him to the principal one by one.
Yeah, Fisk started getting those elites in line.
Yeah.
And we see with Swordsman first is like because he was like, no, I'm not supporting your thing, and he's like, oh yes you are.
Right.
And call him one by one.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like
I thank you for your support.
Yeah, he's like expecting a yes, but if he's prepared for a no. If you say no, okay, well, your daughter goes to elementary at this, you know what I mean? Something weird,
Yeah,
wild
be
that.
like those things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like just not threats, guarantees.
Yeah.
Because that lady who was talking that shit earlier, she's the one who's like, bend the knee.
Yeah.
Kneel before Zod. Like that's that's what we got to do. That's
right.
That's the game. That's where we live. So, yeah, everybody just starts finding it in their hearts to, contribute to the vision. And we see that BB is there. She was invited, but she's working a little bit, and she and the commissioner are like, I think we might be on the same side here.
Yeah,
we might have the same goals, so we should probably work together. And so while everything is going on, Matt realizes, oh shit, Vanessa is the one who had Foggy killed.
Mm-hmm.
And Bullseye has escaped and has found his way there. Now, while all this is going on, we're all thinking he's going to shoot one of 4 people. Who did y'all think was getting shot?
Vanessa.
I thought Kingpin. Yeah.
I thought Heather. So, because while they were dancing, Kingpin and Matt switched partners.
Yeah, they did.
So I thought Bullseye was going to see that Kingpin was dancing with a woman and was going to assume that was Vanessa and shoot Heather.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I think that we all had very different answers.
Yeah. No, I thought Bullseye knew. Well, I mean, she literally came to him in prison, was like, hey, I want you to do this assassination attempt for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do this hit for me. And so I think he knew, okay, you set me up. I'm about to take you out. That's what I was thinking.
And I just thought he was mad at Kingpin. I don't know for what, but
it's interesting that we all came up with the 3 wrong answers.
Right, yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, but I guess Jordan, you were right, because Kingpin's who he shot at.
Yeah.
And Matt took the bullet. But yeah, he was aiming for Kingpin.
Yeah.
So Jordan, you
I mean, yeah, I had no idea why. I just thought he was mad at him for something.
I mean, he may have assumed that even though Vanessa was the one that came to see him, Kingpin may have still called the order because he's the one in charge.
I mean, yeah, he turned her back on him. Like, as soon as he got caught, like, they was like, all right, cool.
But I'm under the impression that, at least I don't know this to be true, but like, I'm figuring that Bullseye didn't anticipate Daredevil being there. Like, I figure Bullseye thought, oh, this is going to be easy. Pow, pow, I'm done.
But yeah, probably for
Daredevil. Sure. Daredevil showing up is the only reason he got caught and locked up and all that.
Well, does he know Matt is Daredevil?
I think so, but I
think he found out in season 3.
So, well, I was going to say, he probably would suspect it because he knows Foggy and Matt work together.
Yeah.
He knows Matt Daredevil. So, like, he had to figure Daredevil was going to appear, but he probably figured he can get to, shoot him, kill Foggy fast enough, and wouldn't have to worry about anything.
Yeah,
yeah. And I mean, as far as everybody knew, like Daredevil was inactive. He wasn't doing yeah. And I mean, I don't know if he knew that Matt and Foggy were together because he called uh like Foggy got called outside so that he could get got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Makes
yeah,
sense.
I assume that Bullseye didn't anticipate having to fight Daredevil. But also I don't know.
Yeah.
But Daredevil is the reason that he gets caught and locked up because he gets thrown off a roof.
Fucked up.
And yeah, you gotta deal with them charges.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So that takes us into episode 9. Straight to Hell. We open 1 year ago. Vanessa hires Bullseye to kill Foggy. Matt wakes up in the hospital into daytime, and Fisk calls for a vigilante manhunt. Fisk sends his number 2 to finish Matt and cuts off the power to the city. Matt gets out of the hospital and goes home to find none other than Frank Castle, who made a promise to keep Matt alive. The task force shows up at Matt's house, so he and Frank get to work.
Tag team.
They discover that Cole North is the one who killed Hector. After Matt's house is blown up, Karen picks up Frank and Matt. Turns out it was Karen who called Frank when she heard that Bullseye had escaped prison. Matt and Karen go through Foggy's case files and discover that the Fisks are trying to make Red Hook their own city-state. Frank hears on the radio that the task force is going to Red Hook, so Frank decides to make a little trip to Red Hook. He gets jumped and captured, and the task force offers him a spot on the team. He calls them all fucking clowns, and they beat his ass. Meanwhile, Fisk puts his hands on the commissioner. Matt decides he needs an army to win this war against Fisk, and Fisk hires Heather as his commissioner of mental health. Fisk declares martial law and has several people, including Frank, locked up, and Daredevil enlists his friends and some upstanding officers to help save the city. After some credits, Frank finesses a guard named Anthony and begins his escape plan.
Sir.
So, I know that earlier we talked about the scene with Frank and Matt being like one of the best, but I liked this scene where
This seems great too.
where
Yeah,
Matt,
just different feel.
yeah, like Matt gets home and Frank is like, "You got no fucking coffee?"
Yeah.
Like, I watched that scene a couple times.
Oh yeah. And he was like, "You really took a bullet for that dirt bag, really?"
Yeah, like that whole. I love it. So we see that Vanessa is the one who says to Bullseye, "Hey, I need you to kill Foggy."
Yeah.
And Matt wakes up in the hospital, and he's all right. And again, Bullseye is not a vigilante,
Right.
but we got an agenda.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to use this. Like, there was an attempt made on my life, so I'm shutting all this shit down.
Yeah.
Is basically what he's able to do. And Fisk is like, wouldn't it be a shame if our blind friend that saved my life died? Wouldn't
Complications, of
that
course.
be awful if he died? And then that would be a great reason and excuse to just shut all this shit down. Wouldn't that be a shame if he died a hero? So number 2's like, let me see what I can do.
Yeah.
So he goes there, cuts off the power. Matt peeps it. Matt leaves. Matt goes home, and it's Frank Castle waiting for him, talking shit still.
I wasn't expecting Frank to be there, to be
I
honest.
didn't.
I thought we was done with.
I didn't know who was going to be there.
Yeah.
I hoped it was Frank, but I thought it was Bullseye.
I thought it was gonna be Nick Fury. No, I'm just playing.
I thought it was going to be Bullseye because whenever he just did the whole like, wasn't expecting you to be here.
Low key, I thought it was going to be, and I had to rethink my Netflix days. But remember the dude who trained him?
Oh,
Old guy?
Stick.
Stick? I think Stick's dead.
Yeah, I
stick,
know.
yeah,
I
stick
had to
big,
retract my steps, but I was like, man, what if it was stick? But no, that whole beginning man was fire. Like
Agreed.
just talking to him, questioning every move he made. Like,
Frank had one of my favorite lines I've ever heard across the MCU. He said, I'm not playing patty cake with these fanboys. I'm chopping them up. You understand me?
Yeah.
I was
That's
like,
that real talk.
Jesus Christ, I love it.
Yeah, I'm chopping them up, huh?
yeah,
I'm chopping them up. You understand me?
yeah. He's like, if they come in here, I'm putting them down.
Yeah.
Like plain
Like
and simple.
the fact that I'm not playing patty cake. I'm chopping them up. I was like, that's a bar.
And I always love their fight scenes because it's basically Matt. It's like Matt versus everybody because it's literally Matt
Matt's
is
trying to contain Frank.
yeah. I'm whooping my dude up. I gotta make sure Frank don't blow this dude's head off.
Because Frank is killing these boys.
Frank was blowing. God,
Frank was
Bro, that boy
killing
was
these
sending
boys.
people to the upper room, fam.
Tell
Because
you.
that's like Matt had to be like, Frank, stop it.
Like knife rip
Yeah.
across the neck. Then it'll blow a dude's head off. Then it'll break a dude's leg. Like I was just like, God, oh
Frank said he's not playing patty cake with these boys.
yeah.
That's what Frank told him up front.
My only issue. I think we gotta have a conversation. Disney,
The blood CGI.
bro, you gotta stop.
I thought the same thing.
We gotta stop.
I thought the same thing when I saw it. I was like, all right.
If I've never cut someone's throat before, but if you cut someone's throat and the blood jump out, like
I saw that same thing.
I was like, is this a stuffed pig? Like, what are we doing? Like, I was just like, we don't need all that, bro.
They tried their best to make like an R-rated look good.
Yeah,
I saw that too.
Yeah, I was just like, bro.
That's funny you said it. I thought I was gonna be the one saying.
No, bro. That was the first thing I saw when he cut a dude's neck in the. I was like, Mortal Kombat. What are we doing?
I saw that too. Yeah,
that was my only issue. Other than that, fire, absolute fire. But that was just like we don't like just doing Netflix. Netflix didn't have that. Netflix didn't do any of that. You know what I mean? So I was like, you don't even need that CGI. We don't even need all that.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, like if not a drop of blood fall out, I wouldn't care before doing that. You know what I mean?
But yeah, because I get it. Like he shot dude in the head.
Yeah.
But yeah, the CGI blood that was a little rough.
That was rough.
Yeah. So that's when the task force shows up and they start going to work. And like you said, Matt is trying to contain Frank because Frank is doing what Frank said he was going to do.
Right.
And they discover that it was Cole North who killed Hector because he's got the Punisher bullets and all that. So Matt and Frank leave and the house blows up. So obviously, the goal, everybody could get it.
Yeah. My bad. Did we talk about when he popped that last guy? When Frank was like, what about this guy? I was like, yo, that's crazy.
You want me to save these animals?
Oh, that dude who was just kind of like hanging there a little bit.
Yeah, because he was about to pop one dude, and Matt was like, no. He's like, all right, what about this guy? Boom. I was like, dang.
Like, fucking Frank. I love it.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, God. He's so good. So, they get out of the house. It explodes, and Karen picks him up. And we see that Karen is the one who called Frank to say, hey, I need you to keep my guy alive.
Yep.
As she said, as soon as I heard Bullseye escaped, I got on a plane. And they have the conversation of I heard your heartbeat when you was talking to Frank.
Man, they had chemistry, bro.
Yeah. And
they did have a thing in the other season, right?
It was always soft. It was never like a full on.
It never happened.
Yeah, but it was always he would always be a little softer when he was around her.
Yeah, you could tell that Frank was,
Yeah.
There was interest on both sides.
You're trying to turn that page around, huh?
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame him.
Oh, yeah. So they, have the discussion about I heard your little heartbeat when you was talking to Frank.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, what about when I was talking to you?
Hey,
Like,
hey,
oh,
yo. All
oh,
right.
okay, yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah,
They go through Foggy's case files and they discover that the Fisks were trying to turn Red Hook into a city state. So basically, they would just have a property that was, immune to everything. Like they could literally just do whatever they want.
right.
I'm not familiar with all of the intricacies of a city state, but I feel like it's uh, a city within a state. So like it's surrounded by, um, a different nation, but it's its own sovereign nation that can do whatever it wants.
Yeah, it has its own rules, all own government. Yeah,
Yeah,
standards, requirements, all that.
yeah. So it has, diplomatic immunity as
Yep.
far as the US is concerned. So Frank hears on like Frank steals one of the radios from one of the guys, and they're all like, "Hey, we're gonna fall back to Red Hook." So Frank is like, "Oh, I'll put an end to this shit right now."
Yeah.
So the way that he walked out of the darkness,
Mm-hmm.
fire,
Yeah, that was fire.
and they were like, "Oh shit, it's Frank Castle."
Hey, that's the exact reaction I would have.
That is the correct way to react.
This is freak out, so I got to get up out of here.
And he starts yelling and
Yeah.
hurting people.
That's the best combo. Frank just yells
Yeah.
in rage.
Yep. It just starts putting his hands on people.
Yeah.
And they eventually get him and they, put him in a chair and they're like, "Hey, Frank, we love you around here.
We want to be just like you."
Yeah, you inspired us and you have a place on this squad." And Frank is like, "You're a bunch of fucking clowns."
But I will say that was one of the best monologue. He was like,
Oh yeah.
"You think this means what you think this means?" You know what I mean? Like he's like, "I don't think you understand. Yeah, you got to go through certain type of pain to know what this truly means."
Yeah, you don't understand my pain.
Right.
And how dare you do this bullshit in my bunch of fucking clowns.
Yeah.
He was talking that shit.
He was, man.
Also, freaking the next scene with Kingpin smashed that dude's face. Well,
Yeah.
smash his whole shit.
Oh yeah.
So meanwhile, the commissioner is, he's plotting.
Right.
Because he gets with the chief of staff and is like, "Hey, can I count on your support? I'm coming after Kingpin tomorrow."
Yep.
And she's like, "I can't." I mean, she plays the game. She's like, "I can't say anything outright, but yeah, you got my support." She gives him the recording, and I know that that hurt her heart.
Oh
yeah. She's
But
like,
that
yeah,
was
he done with.
That was self-preservation.
Yep.
Gonna be honest, she made the right choice. She's a smart enough woman to understand what game she is playing now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad because I wanted her to live. I like that lady.
I do like that, because it happens in real life when people see the political winds going one way or another, they start to kind of jump on whatever works for them.
Got to make a choice.
Yeah, and so that was cool that she did that.
Yeah, because that's how it goes. And again, because this is TV, you could tell it really hurt her to do that.
Yeah, 100%.
In real life,
go to the dark side.
In real life, some of these people have no shame.
Oh yeah,
they have no problem jumping
real
sides,
life, they
saying whatever.
Yeah,
yeah. So, yeah, she's hurt by it, but it's what it's got to be.
Yep.
She proves her loyalty.
Yep.
And so we see that the commissioner, finds himself with Kingpin, and he is about to juice him. I'm like, are you about to Omni-Man the fucking commissioner?
That old 1970s wrestling finisher.
Yeah.
Skull crusher.
He is about to Omni-Man the fucking commissioner. He's about to Great Khali to Rey Mysterio.
Bro, that was disgusting.
Yeah. And yeah, he didn't fully do he fucked his jaw up and he just destroyed
He ripped his top of his head. I'm like, oh,
yeah, he broke through the jaw.
Yeah.
Earlobe.
They made it ugly.
Yeah, they really did.
They made it real ugly.
Felt they just slashed the headpiece they had, just slash, and then just put it out there.
Yeah, and Kingpin was like, "Any questions?" Because I'm sure somebody wanted to vomit.
Oh, ugh, that was so nasty.
Yeah, like it was. Yeah, it was ugly on purpose. Like
And
that's what the
if you're in that
budget was
room,
toward.
if you're in that room, the sound you hear of like the bones is
You'll
crazy.
never forget.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you won't forget that.
yeah, the
Yeah,
bones and the flesh, and yeah, yeah,
yeah,
those people are all traumatized. Some of them are fine. Some of them, like that's what they signed up for.
yeah.
But yeah, like there were some people in that room that were like, I didn't want to be here. Like I didn't need to see
I thought
that.
this was a different meeting. Yeah,
Yeah, like the dude who was the driver, I'm sure he was like, I just delivered him.
yeah.
But yeah, so Matt decides like, no, I'm gonna need some help. I can't do this alone.
Right.
And Heather gets hired as Fisk's commissioner of mental health. And that's another like what do we think?
That's a made up position. Come on, man.
Well, yeah.
Whoa,
Come on,
Jordan.
man.
Hey, yo.
That's a made up position for her. Come on, man.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying
Yeah.
something else.
No, it's made a position for her because he got more planned for her.
Okay. All
So
right.
do you think that this is related to her relationship with Matt
Oh
or
yeah,
that it's not?
it is
100%.
100%. Yeah.
He's getting her on his side.
Yes, exactly. And he found Matt's weakness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, that scene at the end, not the end credit scenes, but like Daredevil standing in the mirror inside the room with everybody. That shit was corny. He's I'm gonna build a team, bro. I thought he was about to go get the Avengers. This dude got some bunch of local
Who'd
people.
you
I was
think
like,
he was going to get?
bro, I thought he was gonna get
It's a street level
somebody.
show.
Well, I thought
Yeah.
he was about to get somebody, but
Ain't nobody else appeared in this
I
show before.
I will say
that was
because
corny.
this was the last episode, I did wonder if any of the defenders would show up.
Yeah,
Like I
like
did wonder if any of them were going to be in the room.
like they could at least have Jessica walk through the door, Luke Cage walk through the door, new Iron Fist, but now he got a bunch of lawyers and some
I
fucking.
listened to an interview the producer or the director did, and he was like, he basically wanted it to be like, it doesn't have to be superheroes to go against to be the resistance. You doesn't have to be a bunch of superheroes.
Nah, you need that. That boy got some police,
Well,
got Karen, and
and
some
I
just
figured
random background characters.
Jessica Jones might show up because Cherry is doing a good job, but I whenever Cherry and Matt fought earlier in in the show, I thought Jessica Jones was going to be called in
Oh yeah.
because I thought that it was going to be a situation where Cherry was like, "No, I'm done, I'm out," and Matt was going to have to be like, "I gotta have somebody,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta have eyes out here."
No, that end credit scene was corny.
I don't mind it because I think I know what they're doing as far as, I mean, we talking about, but like, I think it's the hand, right? I think that's where we're headed. And if you use the hand to fight all these other dudes, that's fire.
I don't think they're gonna use the hand just because they already used them in the Netflix series. I don't think they're gonna
What
return to
army
that.
is there to use?
Well, I mean, Army is
Yeah,
like,
subjective.
yeah, like I don't think
I don't
a
think him in the
proper
actual
army is
army.
actually
Yeah.
The hand is an army.
No,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
don't.
I'm
I
saying,
don't-
I think in this context, it's not a literal army that
yeah.
All right, you're facing hundreds of dudes. You think them four?
That's why I said it was corny.
I think it's a foreshadow. It's a,
Nah.
I'm gonna use them, but they're not literally gonna be part of fighting hundreds of
They're gonna fight him in other ways. We're gonna fight him legally. We're gonna fight him where his emotions are.
the hand, bro. It's
or
coming.
yeah, like some people are gonna get snuck.
Yeah.
The
But
hand.
again, let Frank get out.
Well, yeah, that's I was literally gonna say that end credit scene. What an idiot.
Dude's
What
a
an
fucking idiot.
idiot. What
Dude's
an
Yeah,
a
idiot.
yeah.
fucking idiot.
You
But
take
that's
the biggest L of the year.
but he's a fanboy.
Yeah.
Bro.
Like, Frank manipulated that man because Frank knew he could.
He didn't even
Yeah.
try that hard.
Yeah, just I want to shake your hand.
Like, come on, bro. You
Yeah.
got the world's deadliest man
You
Bro,
should have known better.
locked
If
up.
I always like to think of people's perspective. If I am that guy and it's my shift to watch Frank Castle, I am sitting as far away and don't say nothing to me, bro.
Ever.
There's nothing we need to speak about.
No.
I don't give a damn if you're a Yankee fan. I don't care. we're not speaking, bro. I'm getting my shift over with, and I'm getting up out of here.
I'm just trying to make it home.
Yeah,
Correct.
because you be the guy who let Frank Castle get out. It's a wrap. You're cooked.
You're done.
You're
Well, I mean,
done.
and Frank gonna be the one to get you,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
still, yeah, no,
So you got a broken arm and you got fired.
no, Frank's gonna kill him.
Yeah, Frank's gonna end it for him.
Yeah, Frank's not gonna let that man live.
Yeah, thanks.
There's no way.
What
If
an
it
idiot.
was anybody else, like there are a lot of people that would have let him live. Frank's not letting that man live.
Yeah.
What
The
an
f-
idiot.
The first firearm he finds, it's over.
Yeah.
Um,
I wonder if Frank is gonna let anybody else out. Like I wonder what I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.
I wouldn't mind an action scene with him and Swordsman.
I guess,
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna see. And he got a one shot coming. I wonder when that comes out actually.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
So now that we've reached the end, I have a couple questions for the room. Now, firstly, Jordan, I know that we're gonna have to have this discussion, so we can have it now. Scale of 1 to 10.
I give it 8.5. It's almost at a 9. If we was going like 0.7s, I would have gave it like 8.7, but I'm confident with 8.5. What about y'all?
I will go. Excuse me. I'll go a 9, just because I think it hit the same tone, the tone I was wanting from we got from the Netflix series. Probably could have did a little more action, but that's not what we're
Actually, I agree.
these for.
I'm gonna go ahead and go up to a 9 because I would have rounded up if I was
Yeah.
picking 8.7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 9.
I just think the drama, the dependence on the chemistry of the two big time stars, but not overdoing it. Right, having Punisher in 2 episodes, it meant something when he was there. It wasn't no waste of time. So I gotta give, and Fisk. I mean, Fisk is Fisk, so I'll give him a 9.
Agreed. It's a 9 for me.
Yeah.
So, where does this rank for Marvel shows so far? And let's do live action.
Love it.
Because I saw like on lists that X-Men 97 was being included, and
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, like while yes, I guess it's technically an MCU show, like no, I'm not.
Yeah,
No,
no.
we're not including that or What If right now.
Right.
Like we're talking live action MCU shows. Where does this rank for you?
I say number 1 for me.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is it's rewatchable for me, and I didn't have any real problems with it or anything. I think this might be number 1.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So for me, it probably goes Daredevil, Loki. And for me, I'm always gonna throw Winter Soldier and Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier was fire to me. And I think it ages better the more BS shows they put out. But I definitely gotta put this one to me. It just had some of my favorite characters. It felt like its own thing. It felt like the MCU kind of got to relax a little bit. We got all this multiverse. We kind of just get to dig into some real, legitimate, genuine characters. So yeah, it's 1 for me as well.
Okay. I agree. It's 1 for me. I'd put Loki at 2, and Hawkeye is my 3.
Ooh, little Hawkeye there, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, Jordan, did you say your top 3?
No, I did not. I would probably go Daredevil. I don't know. It's tough. I would have to go back and look at all the shows. It's tough. Daredevil number 1 though for sure, and then X-Men 97 would be number 1, but we're not counting those. We're not counting it.
Yeah,
I'll
like
probably go. Yeah,
if that counts, it's yeah.
yeah.
I don't know.
For me, it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
But so another question. There always talks about like the perfect casting. So Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man is in that.
Yeah. Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Spenser's having mic troubles again. Robert Downey Jr. I assume you saying Wolverine, playing by what's his name?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Ryan Reynolds is Daredevil.
Yep.
So with that, is anybody in this
Deadpool.
show? Wait, what did I say?
You read Ryan Reynolds as Daredevil, but I know
Oh,
what you meant.
yeah, Deadpool. That's what I said.
Yeah.
So, is there anybody in this show that is in your top 5 for perfect casting?
Oh, Frank Castle
Two of them.
and Charlie Cox.
Yeah. Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them are literally can't. I mean, it is home run.
Yep.
Like the fact that these people haven't even been on the big screen yet and are known as these characters. You know what I mean? Just off of television shows in the MCU, where all these other people got solo movies and, you know what I mean, was in numerous movies to get their character kind of rolling. And these dudes just got their own shows and was rocking. Yeah. Those two are home
I don't care.
runs.
I don't care what movie John Bernthal is in. That's Punisher. He just that's just him. Punisher. Punisher in the 1990s. Punisher's in the 2020s. Punisher's in the 1960s. It's Punisher no matter what.
No, facts. When I watch Fury, I love watching him in anything, but when I watch Fury, it was hard to not be like, damn, that's Frank Castle right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I haven't seen Charlie Cox in really anything else, but I don't really need to be honest.
Actually, that's a good point. I have to look up his
I only know that he was in Stardust because that's one of Cassidy's favorite movies. Shout out to Cassidy. But yeah, like the fact I'm pretty sure Charlie Cox is also British, and I'm like, no, you're not.
He's in other stuff I've seen, but I don't think I realized that was him. Yeah, he's in a lot of British stuff too.
He can see in his role. I'm good.
Bro, honestly, honestly, yeah. Anything else I see him, man, I'm like, dang, that's crazy. He blind. Like,
Yeah,
he
the
out here doing
dude
all this
plays
blind.
a blind man impeccably.
Yeah.
Okay. So, um, I mean, honestly, in my Kingpin also
Oh,
is
Kingpin.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, my
Sorry.
bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're right.
like I would have trouble truly deciding on like a top 5 perfect casting like across comic books, but all 3 of them were perfect.
Low key, Daredevil might have 3 of them for me.
Yeah. Nah. Kingpin's. Yeah. He's perfect.
Like,
That's again, like you have Robert Downey Jr., you have Ryan Reynolds. A lot of people would make an argument for Hugh Jackman.
I don't, but I get it why you would.
You haven't seen Logan, so
You
does
don't
your
even look
opinion
like
really matter?
Wolverine.
Right.
You don't even look like he's 6'4". Like, what are we doing? Like,
Charles Xavier,
Oh yeah. That's another one.
uh, Patrick
Magneto.
Stewart.
Yeah. Magneto too. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Actually,
so
I don't mind
Chris
Michael
Evans.
Fassbender's. Yeah. I don't. So I would say, but Patrick Stewart is as Professor X perfect.
so there are a lot of options. So I I'd have to really think about it if I was going to do like a true top 5. I mean, Henry Cavill as Superman.
I think there could be better.
And we'll see.
Yeah.
We gonna see.
Oh yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
We will see. Like let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some like really perfect castings, but yeah, this show has 3 contenders for
Yes,
a top spot.
absolutely.
So yeah, I was wondering if y'all felt that same way about all 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, of course, for me, I think Frank is number 1,
Yeah.
but I think that I might put Vincent D'Onofrio as my number 2, and
Yeah.
Charlie is my 3. But it's tight, it's close. Like that's not to say that there's anything against any of them, but
I
yeah,
think they need to go ahead and give Frank his own movie.
they need to give Frank as many minutes as they can find.
Yeah,
I think
facts.
they give him the movie. I mean, Charlie Clark, he's been in the movie so far, I think, but not his own solo. But I think we gotta go ahead and give Punisher a movie.
I agree. I'm hoping this one shot he does is amazing and like gets blown up to where they have to do a movie.
Yeah, agree. I mean, they did really good with the last one shot we got, Werewolf by Night. So
Yeah,
right now, Marvel's 1 for 1 with one shots, in my opinion.
yeah. The Christmas special with Guardians
Oh
was
yeah,
solid
yeah,
too.
okay, okay, yeah, two
Yeah,
for two. I like that one too. Yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
Okay.
Anything else?
It's all, man. It's
I
a
don't
great
think so.
show.
All right.
Yes.
Well, hopefully everybody lets us know what they think about season 1 of Daredevil, and I'll let you know where to find us at, and reach out to us. But with that being said, we're never duplicated.
Always appreciate it.
And forever melanated.